Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. And as I said before in previous videos, don't forget to subscribe if you want to know more about what's going on in the DWP and the government regarding PIP and universal credit and all that kind of thing. I do go through the stories and bring you whatever's happening. So if you want to hear more and get notified every time a new video comes out, then don't forget to hit subscribe. So the PIP assessment is obviously a very stressful time for a lot of people who are going through it, and it's something that is often very very personal, and sometimes it's very degrading by some people who say the assessment is just not a very nice experience. And I don't think it's designed to be. I think it's designed to make people as uncomfortable as possible. But there is one gentleman whose article I'm going to read to you, who had a bit of a shock by something that happened before his PIP process. So let's have a look at the article. Okay, so somebody took to Reddit, which for those of you who don't know, it's like a social media platform. A person is in the process of claiming for personal independence payment has revealed that they are worried after receiving an unplanned call from the Department of Work and Pensions. Taken to Reddit, they shared that a nurse had called them to ask 4 specific questions. This was on a preliminary basis before the person was passed to a consultant, they said. In the post on the site, they said that the interaction left them a little worried, as they were asked if they were in work, if they can drive, if they went to a mainstream school, and if they had A-levels. As the person's answers were all yes, they are now worried that they will not qualify for PIP, which helps people with long-term health conditions or disabilities with extra living costs. The person said, "I've just received an unscheduled call from DWP regarding my PIP application. Following the call, I'm now a little worried." She said she was a nurse and seemed really nice. She said the reason for her call was to ask me some preliminary questions before passing me to a consultant to book me in for an assessment in a couple of weeks. The questions she asked were as follows. She asked if I'm in work and whether it is full-time. I answered yes, full-time. She asked if I have learned to drive in the past, and I answered yes. She asked if I went to a mainstream school or a specialist school. I am diagnosed with autism, for reference. I answered mainstream. She asked if I had done GCSEs or A-levels, and I answered yes, I'd done up to A-level. The reason I'm worried is because I thought they only phoned unscheduled to ask a few questions to get a bit more info before ultimately performing a paper-based assessment. But she said a couple of times that I will get a letter or a text about an assessment, so I'm guessing it won't be a paper-based. But then, why the unscheduled call? They continued, following the call, they might think I'm completely fine because I work, drive, and have done my A-levels, which is far from true. She seemed in a rush, so I couldn't really give any details, which is frustrating, as that may have saved a dreaded assessment. The lady definitely said she was from DWP. She didn't make any reference to Ignis, who are the assessment provider in my area. Does that make any difference? Has anyone had this before, or can anyone in the know please help? Now, one respondent said that they have been called. So they will have been an assessor calling to see how best to proceed. However, another said, I feel that what they do is this. You have managed to keep and maintain a job. You can drive. You went to a non-specialist school. You were able to sit and take exams up to qualifications, all of which will make it easy for them to score you zeros throughout. Replying to his comment to the author of the post, they are pretty much my thoughts and exactly what I'm worried about. My work history is quite sporadic. I leave jobs quickly. I've only managed to keep this job down because I work from home 4 days a week. I can only manage 1 day in the office. It was very hard to get into a specialist school when I was at school 10-15 years ago. Even these days, with the increased awareness around autism, it's still very difficult. I tried uni several times but dropped out within a year, each time due to my struggles. I now live like 50,000 student finance debt with nothing to show for it. I just hope they dig deeper and take note of the above, and not just take the fact that I have a job, can drive, and have A-levels at face value. I assume perfectly capable because I'm not. Now, I haven't experienced this myself. I haven't had any. My wife didn't get any calls regarding this before her PIP assessment. So I'd love to hear down in the comment section if you've had this, if you've had an unscheduled call before your PIP assessment, asking these type of questions, and whether you think it affected the outcome of your appeal or your PIP. It would be interesting to hear that. I mean, whether this is just something they're starting to do now, or whether it's something they've done for a while. As I say, I don't have any experience of it myself. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section, and I'll see you next time.